Hey everybody, welcome back to the HIT.OR.DIE podcast with your hosts Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford. Back in our old stomping grounds,
the old spot,
Jake's office.
It's just cozy here, you know? Just feels like home sometimes.
Yeah, we get to be right next to each other.
Instead of facing each other. It's kind of nice. Hey, we do this from time to time. It's been a while. We go back and kind of shout out the audience and thank everybody that listens, downloads, just is a part of the podcast and has been for the last few years. We do the top 10 cities, top 10 states. It's been a few months, so I went back like the last 6 months and collected the top 10 states throughout the country that download the podcast. So starting at number 10, Nebraska, New York at 9, Nevada at 8, Washington 7, Montana 6, and as of late have been like triple digits a lot there in Montana. So thank you guys. Oklahoma, Florida, and then typically the last 3, Colorado. Texas has always been real good for us, so thank you all there. And then obviously California, number 1. In California, top 10 cities. Again, thank you all. Los Angeles at 10, Kingsburg, California at 9, Visalia, Hayward, Oakland, Hanford 5, Madera 4, Sacramento 3rd, Clovis 2nd, and Fresno, California, the number 1. So seriously, thank you everybody that listens and downloads. I actually got that question. I get it all the time too. Like, how do you track stuff? Like, people don't always know. You know, the best way for us to read this stuff or to see it grow is downloading. So if you're listening, make sure you're downloading the podcast. If you're listening on Spotify, I think you can follow. YouTube, subscribing, sharing, liking, commenting, all that stuff helps the algorithms, as well as on Apple Podcasts, if you're rating and even leaving comments there. All that stuff helps. It's all charted. So, yeah, a lot of people ask me that. So, but thanks to all those that do. And, again, if you're not, follow us on Twitter at HIT.OR.DIE Podcast, on Instagram at HIT.OR.DIE. And, again, if you're watching here on YouTube, please subscribe. So, having gone through that, it's still baseball season, Chad. It feels like football's in full swing. The Dogs lost at SC.
Not surprised.
You were out of town. Did you get to catch some of that, though?
Oh, yeah, I watched it.
You know, you want to have, like, hope, right? You wanted to think.
I don't know. Do you?
I do.
I mean, I get some Fresno State fans. Yeah, they think they're going to beat everybody, but I'm looking at it realistic and looking to see what USC did the previous weeks and then what Fresno State even did to Cal Poly and Oregon State. There was no shot. Like, even if Hainer stayed healthy the whole game, even if Williams stayed healthy the whole, like, I know people are going to probably blame it on some of that stuff. Even if they stayed healthy the whole game, there was just no stopping USC. It wasn't going to happen.
I'm with you. I was the one of those that, you know, going in, there's a chance. I guess in competing, there's always a chance.
Yeah.
I'll never not say that.
Well,
but the odds were against us, no doubt about it.
There's more of a chance in baseball than football.
For sure. I agree. And there's a lot of truth to that. But, you know, being a Dogs fan, I was like, yeah, I'm hoping, you know, we can keep it close. In that first half, it was fairly tight, but it was obvious too that there was some issues that we were going to have continuing on, and you know, Hainer going down didn't help. But they were just a better football team, man. It was just better. Like, we couldn't get to the quarterback. There was a lot of things that went on during that game. It's like, yeah, we're not, you know, not gonna get this one tonight. But you know, Fife came in and did a pretty good job, I thought, and you know, it is what it is. It's over. The news is that Hainer's not out for a lengthy period of time. Having a bye week is a blessing, I guess, in disguise there. And UConn, I'm not sure how long he's supposed to be out. I keep hearing people say he might be back for that game. UConn doesn't look extremely competitive. I don't think Fresno State's going to face an offense like they saw last weekend.
No.
The rest of the year, other than maybe a bowl game they get to. But so is it worth it to see him out a couple weeks just to get some health under, get healthy who knows? But I will say I'd never been down there. That place is huge, like unreal huge. I couldn't believe it. And I think the crowd was 67,000 and change. And it was just like, oh, this is why Fresno State is not in the Pac-12. The production, all of it, it was pretty impressive, man. And then just the product on the field is. And I saw that they dropped 2 spots. Did they go from 7 down? I think they're not 7.
USC?
Yeah, I got to look it up. Somebody told me that, but I'm not too sure. But obviously, long season still, 3 games in. Everything that they want is in front of them. So
yeah, they can still win.
No excuses going whatever. We didn't plan on going undefeated. I didn't have that expectation, and everything's again still in front of the Dogs. And a lot of people were like just so pissed and like down, and it's like, well, you could be the Raiders. Did you see that game?
Yeah, I did.
It could be worse, I guess.
Which I still think the guy threw the ball out of bounds or out of the end zone before he scored the touchdown
on the fumble return.
Yeah, I think everybody was worried about the actual fumble. I was like, no, they need to go back and replay if he actually threw the ball out of the end zone.
I mean,
that
it's
would be
close.
a touchback, Raiders ball. Like and then my dad and I we were watching it. We're just like, they should just do it anyways, just to teach him a lesson. Like, just run the ball in the end zone.
Yeah,
like
it's easy.
Why are you worried about throwing the ball? Like, just run it into the end zone. Like,
and it's happened. I mean, on a number of occasions, that kind of stuff.
I mean, Ryan Matthews did it. I don't know if he did at Fresno. No, he did do it at Fresno State when he dropped the ball. And was it Utah? They were playing Utah. I don't know. They were playing somebody. I thought he did it at Fresno State, and they ran it back or something. I don't know. It's happened multiple times in the NFL too. So, but I just, obviously I'm a Derek Carr fan because David Carr is my favorite player of all time.
Fresno State player.
So, yeah, I wish it ended differently. Because I don't know. They were up 23-0.
There's a lot of Raider fans around here. It's I've been seeing Derek Carr get a lot of heat for this, and there's a lot of blame to go around, I think. You got to make some stops. There was plenty of times to stop that offense. Didn't happen. Were there some plays and some throws? I think what's weird is like you see Devontae Adams get 17 targets last week and just go insane, and this week it's 3 receptions for 12 yards, and I don't know, just figure out how you're going to use certain guys. You have arguably one of the best receivers in the league with a quarterback that he's got some history with to be 0-2. I think, I think some people are probably disappointed. But, again, it's a long season, man, although their division is probably one of the toughest in the NFL. So, as far as the Dogs go, long ways to go. Mountain West, everything's in front of them. And, hopefully the support doesn't change. They have the stadium sold out for Oregon State. That stuff needs to continue, and it doesn't get any easier. I mean, you go on the road to UConn. Again, you never know, and then back on the road to Boise State. So it's all in front of us. Hopefully, the Dogs can get healthy and get after it. But anyways, then just the production down there was insane, dude, and it makes it. That's why the Big Ten wants USC. Mm-hmm. Like it was really impressive and a lot of fun, man. The people were great. Monster place. You think about Ohio State coming to you, like that place it's full.
Yeah.
And Michigan, like it makes sense. And I've never been down there, so it was just pretty impressive to see. But having said that, and I've been saying it, there's still baseball going on, and there's still history being chased.
Yep.
Today's Tuesday, September 20th. And as of today, Albert Pujols is 2 away from 700. And Aaron Judge is 2 away from Roger Maris. Is it?
No, 2 away from 60.
One from Babe Ruth and 60. And it looks like both of those can happen. But before we get into some of that stuff, there are some teams that have clinched playoff berths. The Mets, the Astros, the Dodgers did, I believe, last week. The Braves are the next nearest team. Their magic number is 2. And I think the Yankees are 7 away. But I was looking back at some of the season, and you saw the offseason acquisitions made by certain teams. Is there any disappointments that you could think of?
I mean, I would think the Padres would be disappointing. I think the
With
Angels,
what they did at the trade deadline?
I think the Angels are even disappointing with being that far back, you know. And I mean, you gotta just be better than that. I don't know, as an organization, or I mean, you have the talent, you have players, but I think the Padres for sure. Everybody will say, you know, if they don't make the playoffs, that was kind of a big, you know, letdown.
What about the Giants? Would you consider the Giants?
No, Giants terrible.
They don't. But
have
coming
anybody.
off of a season where how many games they win last year? Like 100 and.
Well, that's because nobody knew who they were, and they were like, they didn't know how to pitch.
I mean, they
them.
won the division, right? They get into the playoffs, the manager of the year, and then this year they're 32 plus games back.
Yeah, because they're the Giants.
But I'm saying, is that a disappointment?
No, that is right where I thought they would be. They suck.
So you're not surprised by that?
Not surprised at all.
Okay.
Not surprised. I think Gabe Kapler, like, I liked him at first, but I just don't. I'm not a fan.
Well, you had the move with
all the antics.
Was it Littell?
Yeah.
Last week, where he was pretty, he was getting praised for how he handled that, taking him from the game.
I don't even know if he knew what was said or if he was just thrown off.
I still haven't seen any reports that have come out of what was said, but
because I was actually trying to look at Austin Wynn's reaction because he was the catcher right there next to Kapler. So I was trying to, when he put the glove over his mouth, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it was a good thing that the pitcher did. I mean, especially giving up a couple runs and, but
what do you have to say at that point? Like, it's time to go.
Yeah, I don't. Kapler's I just think he's I don't know. He's trying to please.
And then to take him under the dugout, like, it was just, I don't know. People were praising him for it, and I guess the guy
that was such a good thing. No, it's because he's in San Francisco, dude. He can't be himself.
I know people that were on both sides of the fence. Like, just should have waited till the cameras are always on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Cameras are always on, but it's San Francisco, man. If he would have blown up on him in the dugout and stuff, all the San Francisco people would have been like, "Oh, man, he shouldn't have done that to a player. He can't do verbal abuse and all that kind of stuff."
Well, he got something in the dugout, and he's no longer. I think he got set down after that as well. So
the next day.
He didn't really address it much after, other than that it was handled, discussed, and they moved on from there.
Which it wasn't handled, discussed, and they came to agreement or whatever because he was sent down the next day. So after that game, Kapler went in and said, "I want to send him down."
Lesson learned, I would think. Hopefully.
I mean, he's probably going to be traded next, or he might be given his release.
What about, could you consider the Red Sox? There's another one on my list of, they're last in the AL East.
Yeah,
you go get Story and just for them, with the history of the last 15, 20 years of that organization, to see them at the bottom of the barrel is kind of a surprise. What were they back? They're 17 right now. Now, I will say this: out of the American League East is the only division in baseball without a team mathematically eliminated yet. Every division has at least one, except the AL East, which says a lot about that division. Obviously, it is always talked about as the toughest division in baseball.
Yeah.
The other one I had on there was the Texas Rangers. You spend a lot of money. Shortstop, you get, Seager, Simeon. They go get John Gray. Cole Calhoun's another guy. And, it's been, 33 back, 63 and 83 overall. They spent $500 million in contracts on just two guys, really. A few guys.
Is that not the worst division in baseball or what?
The AL West and arguably the NL Central. I think I would have to lean on the Central. You got two teams that are under 60 wins. It's pretty bad. But yeah, the Rangers for me, and even Detroit. They had some young rookies there with Torkelson, some other guys.
That's what I'm saying is like
Baez there.
Why is Baez signing with Detroit? Like, why is why is Chris Bryant signing with? I mean, I get it, the money, right? Like, oh, they made a lot of money, but like, how do you feel right now? You're 24 games back in the AL Central, with no shot.
Yeah, you're eliminated. Your season's been done.
Yeah.
You're going to lose 91 losses. You're going to, with what, 15 to go, you could hit 100 losses.
I mean, I hope the money was worth it. That's what that's why it's so hard for me to like, they make so much money as it is.
Well, you're the guy that's how much is enough to win?
Right. Like, I want to win.
You know, you'll take half to win.
I mean, that's like Scott Frost saying, you know, I took the money at Nebraska knowing I'm going to lose and like be fired in 4 or 5 years.
Well, maybe he did. It's kind of a fiasco.
I know. I actually hate that because I actually liked Scott Frost. I liked him as a player.
But that doesn't always translate.
Well, he did good at UCF.
He did.
So I don't.
Absolutely.
But anyways, I got off topic.
That's fine. I mean, it's still an interesting story.
It's
with some of the stuff coming out about Nebraska and what went on there, and then just who's their coach going to be? Because you hear somebody throw out something about Urban Meyer, and I'm like, whoa, that's interesting. I doubt it, but I don't. Who knows?
Yeah, they showed a picture of him with that girl in front of him. Said Urban Meyer, and then Nebraska. Like put a picture of Nebraska on her.
But yeah, I'm with you. How much is enough to go win? I don't know. It's not in front of me. Well, I don't even remember what his contract was. It was a lot. I remember Baez I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But what did the Mets offer him? Did the Mets even try to? Was there any threat there for him to stay?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. What amount of money
is only offered?
Yeah, well, yeah. And what amount of money did the Mets have to offer and be on a winning team? Right, they're potentially going to win that division, and I mean they're locked into a playoff spot. Yeah, they're only a game ahead of the Braves.
Yeah, they're in.
But they're in. But that's what I'm saying. Like, what compromise do you make on the money wise to go win? He won with Chicago. Was that enough for him? I don't know. I don't think that.
Not when you're young.
You want to keep winning.
Like I could see you being older and like you could be your last contract, and you go take the money to like But Chris Bryant's 20-something, Javi's 20-something. You know what I mean? Like, I mean they're in their late 20s. This could be a good time to go win and still be good, like because these are good players.
He was gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah,
I who knows? And maybe I know Detroit just hired the former Giants. I forget what he was with the Giants, but the new hire as a baseball operations there. So I don't know. Maybe things will change. They'll build around what they already have. Who's this? I'm just saying after going out and making the moves that these teams have made, especially Texas and Detroit, to be bottom barrel and literally not even compete. I'd say those are disappointing.
Yeah.
But we were talking about history, right? So you got Pujols. 700 is the number. He's 698 right now. They've got like 15 games left, which is weird. You go look at their schedule. St. Louis finishes their last six straight versus Pittsburgh. Kind of odd. They're 8 up in the division, 8.5 up over Milwaukee. How many opportunities do you think he gets to get 700 now? I mean, they're not mathematically a lock in the playoffs or winning the division. Now it looks
everybody in their division is eliminated except for the Brewers, right?
Yes. And the Brewers are 2.5 back of the wild card. So I mean, it looks like they're going to win that division, dude. I mean, there's 15 to go. They're up 8.
But, like, he's hot. Pujols is hot right now. Like, how do you not play him? How do you not at least have him DH? You know what I mean? I mean, he's not hurting you in the field. He's DHing. He's hot. He's seeing the ball well. I mean, sometimes you just got to go with the hot hand.
I agree.
So, I mean.
And also, like, knowing that it's again, while the division's not in question or doubt yet, it's not wrapped up. What is one, is it going to hurt you?
Who's a better hitter than him right now in that lineup that could DH?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, is he not one of the best 9 hitters right now for the Cardinals? If not, then don't play him. But if he is, then he needs to be in the lineup. That's the way I look at it.
So my question for you is, for some reason, let's say he doesn't get to 700 in time.
Yeah.
Well, he's 699. Let's say he gets one more. Are you coming back next year?
No.
I mean, he's a no doubt Hall of Famer. His status, it changes nothing for his Hall of Fame future.
How many guys are at 703, right?
Yes, a couple. But
A-Rod. He just passed A-Rod for 4th all time.
A-Rod didn't get over 7? No? He was right there?
I think A-Rod was like 692 or something.
You're right.
Which I thought
A-Rod
A-Rod should have, because he retired before the season was over with New York.
So you're saying, nah, he's going to sit on 699?
Okay.
Come back and get it and then retire?
No, because he's got to make it to 715. 715's Babe Ruth, right? So he's got to make it to 715. So if he gets to 690, he's got to hit 16 homers. How many home runs does he have right now?
I'm just saying if he's stuck on 699 to get the 7, or just screw it, just be done with it.
Either way, you're one of the best home run hitters of all time, and you're a 3,000 hit guy, 2,500 RBIs,
MVPs, World Series. I mean, there's nothing to prove other than just that number.
Yeah, but what are you proving?
Unless you're a 700
unless
club.
You want to be better than Babe Ruth?
Well, you're 700 club. It's,
There's only 3. I don't know. I don't know. He's already did the whole farewell thing. That's why you let him play the 15 games.
I'm with you. He may get it. I would be surprised.
15 games with 3 at bats a game, then I think he can be okay with.
Sure, I agree with you.
But if you play him like once every other day, or he only plays in like 6 games, 8 games, like give him the opportunity. And don't you want that for St. Louis? Don't you think they're gonna? I mean, they already do good with crowds.
Well, and it's kind of why
they're gonna be like more of a crowd. Like people are gonna want to come to the game to witness that, to witness history.
Well, I mean, if he's in a lineup, I would hope that they're showing his at bats right now.
Well, they aren't.
Not just Judge. Like
they're not showing Judge's bats either.
We need to see both of them.
Yeah,
they should be showing this.
It should be on every single channel.
I talked to somebody because I thought, I was like, I'm seeing it on social media.
Yeah,
but is ESPN cutting away from whatever they're in?
Is MLB Network? No, they're not.
You're gonna cut away from Thursday night. Well, that's on Amazon now, but Monday Night Football to go get an at bat of Judge. They didn't play last night.
Why not? You do screen and screen.
Yeah, double box.
Yeah.
I want to see it. If it's on TV, I want to see it. If because
there's a lot of times where the New York game, nobody's watching it because it's not on TV. So those at bats need to be cut away.
I mean, I would see it because I watch a lot of MLB Network.
Yeah.
So I'm not. I mean, but I don't know what ESPN's doing. Is Fox Sports doing something like that? What are radio broadcasts doing? Are they? Is the radio cutting to the New York feed? Because I think it's huge. It's fucking history, man.
Yeah,
it's a big deal, and if it does not feel like it was '98, where every day we talked about it with Jordan last week. That was like you ran home to see, and again, that's the only outlets we had. We didn't have TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and none of that stuff. So I guess that was your only time to see it. Why I would expect it to be the same, I guess, is on me. But I want to see it. I think there's people out there that want to see it. Again, it's history for both guys. Again, it doesn't change anything about Albert Pujols' status in the Hall of Fame. It's done deal. He's going. He's in. First ballot, 100%. I swear to God, if he's not, I'll fucking lose my mind.
You're going to lose it.
There's no way. You really think that? You really think?
I don't know, man. How did Jeter not get in? How did
Griffey wasn't?
How's Griffey? How's Mariano is, though? Like,
there's no reason for anybody not to.
I agree.
And I will lose it. The other conversation that's already beginning to happen, and it's already irritating me, is Ohtani and the Aaron Judge talk of MVP. And I know this is a kind of a hot topic for you. And last year we went at it pretty hard, backing Vlad Jr. over Ohtani. Again, none of it to say that Ohtani wasn't deserving, because he was deserving. I just feel like it's harder to do what Vlad did. Not that pitching is, it's not, listen, what Ohtani does is awesome. And not that I wasn't on his side, but I've shifted gears even more. Like, it's really impressive. Like, he's really fucking good. Yeah. It's awesome. We're so lucky to see some of the shit we get to see as baseball fans. It's hard to see some of the game turn the way it's turned, knowing that we have all this awesome talent that we get to watch.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like this year's not any different, but I just feel like he's not the MVP this year. Even though some of his pitching numbers are better this year than last year, not wins and losses, but other numbers that I think matter more. But what Aaron Judge is doing it's insane. It's incredible. Not many people have ever seen it before. I mean, so I've got plenty of argument for it, but where do you stand on it?
Aaron Judge is the MVP. And I'm not saying this because he went to Fresno State and I want to be a homered guy or whatever. Ohtani's doing something we've never seen before because nobody's ever been allowed to do what he's done before since Babe Ruth. So he will be breaking records every year, every day, whatever it is, because he's the one of one. He's the only person to do it since Babe Ruth. So we're going to see new records from him every day. And what he's doing is incredible. To go out there and pitch every fifth day and to be in the lineup every day and do what he's done is great. And, but there's a Cy Young award for the best pitcher and there's the MVP for the best player, I feel like. And Aaron Judge is 1 point away from winning the Triple Crown, which is already, hard to do. Plus he's in New York, so he's got the added pressure of the media and all that. And he does it the way he does it. And, he's fighting to clinch the playoff spot. And, I feel like Ohtani, they're 30-some games back.
You're questioning the value part, too.
Yeah, and if Ohtani was on the Yankees, it'd probably be different, but he's not on the Yankees. He's on the Angels.
And that's something he can't help. I get that argument.
He can't
help the division or the team he plays for.
His record might be better. His ERA might be better.
Well, he's 12-8 this year versus 9-2 last year. His ERA is by far better this year than it was last year, and he pitched more innings this year than he did last year. His strikeouts per 9 is ridiculous. I think he's actually the best in baseball or the best in the American League in strikeouts per 9. I'm not saying Ohtani. That's the thing, though. When you get into this topic, it's people. You're saying why he's not the MVP. We're not saying why he's not good.
No,
we would be morons to say that.
He's one of the best players in the game right now.
Yes.
But he's not having a historic season. He's not having a once-in-a-lifetime season.
So I just because, and the other thing that people don't talk about is Yordan Alvarez is having a pretty good year as well. I think he's like second in hitting across the board. I think it was Judge, Alvarez, and then Ohtani. Judge is first in every offensive category, at least major offensive category. Obviously, not doubles, he's mid-pack, I think, or 25th in doubles. This was as of yesterday. I know there were some games played last night. I think Ohtani actually pitched yesterday. So some of his numbers are different. But Judge is first in runs, first in home runs, first in RBIs, OBP, OPS, total bases,
extra base hits,
OBP. He's 315.
Slugging.
Yeah, slugging. 315 to a 316 is the highest batting average in
OPS.
OPS. The other, so Ohtani's 31st in batting average at 266, 9th in runs, 18th in hits, 26th in doubles with 26. Judge is 32nd in doubles with 25, though. So they're only separated by 1. He's 4th in home runs, 6th in triples, 6th in RBIs. And the one stat that it was one of those last year where he's the only pitcher / hitter to do this, was like stolen bases and home runs or wins or whatever, and it was 8. He's 11 for 20 in stolen bases. And I only bring that up because Judge is 16 for 19. 16 for 19 in stolen bases over Ohtani's 11 for 20. He's 17th in OBP, 3rd in OPS, 3rd in slugging. So not a terrible,
No, he's still a great player in today's game.
Now, pitching-wise, again, 22nd in innings pitched. He's 5th in ERA. Now, 4...
I feel like you can't... I hate how they put both together, though.
As far as... What do you mean?
Like his pitching stats. There's a Cy Young for that.
I agree.
Unless a pitcher has a sub-2 ERA and 20-plus wins, that wins well over 50% of their games pitched, and has over 200 strikeouts and has a strikeout per 9 that's over 10, like... That can be an MVP candidate. He was the most valuable player for his team. Ohtani, is he the most valuable player for his team? A 33 game back team? Yeah, he probably is.
Yes.
For his team.
Yes.
But are they going to the playoffs?
You've got 2 MVPs on that team.
Yeah, you do have 2 MVP candidates. But are they going to the playoffs?
No.
And I know Mike Trout's won it before without going to the playoffs, and I get that. But his offensive numbers were so far ahead of everybody else that he earned that. Now, if Ohtani was batting like 330, leading the league in batting average, he was 5th in homers, he was 4th in RBIs, there would be a really good argument to him being the MVP because his offensive numbers are so good. But his offensive numbers aren't that good to be considered an MVP candidate by themselves.
I mean, if his pitching numbers were that, what you're saying, he'd have the opportunity to be both MVP and Cy Young.
Exactly.
And
which has been done before.
Here's the thing: if he's the MVP, why isn't he the Cy Young? Because his pitching numbers aren't of Cy Young status.
No, and his offensive
numbers
everybody
aren't wants
of
to
MVP
use
status.
Everybody wants to use the pitching. Well, what did he? What was Judge's pitching line? Well, he's not running for Cy Young. He's up for MVP.
No, and then you're like, okay, well,
and
look at his batting. It's not even close to Judge's.
Is it apples to apples, too? All right, so looking at some of these numbers, right? Again, he's 5th in ERA in the American League. 4 of the top 8 pitchers in the American League come from the AL West. 4 of the top 8. In the second, if not the worst, second worst division in baseball. Are we talking about the same thing? And I'm not saying that Ohtani couldn't do well in another division. But 4 of the best pitchers are in the worst division in baseball. It's arguable. The NL Central is bad.
Do any of those 4 pitchers do what they do in another division?
I mean, Verlander's had success his whole career.
Yeah.
He's 17-3 as of yesterday. Sub 2. With more innings pitched. And he was on the DL. And Valdez also with Houston was ahead of Ohtani. I'm just saying, you go look at Barrios with Toronto. A monster in Minnesota.
Mm.
He got fucking shelled. He's not been great in Toronto.
Yeah.
In arguably the only division that does not have a team eliminated from playoff contention. The only division.
Yeah.
Are we talking apples to apples here? I don't think we are.
No.
We said it last year. Like, you put Vlad in the American League West, he probably gets the Triple Crown. He almost did it in the East. Judge is almost going to do it in the East.
Yeah, I know people are going to be like, well, you're talking about hypotheticals. Well, that's all we get to talk about. Because if you talk about the real stats that are right in front of us, Aaron Judge is the MVP.
What if Buster Posey decided that I'm going to retire from catching, but I'm going to pitch? He pitched in college.
Yeah.
He threw 95 plus in college.
Yep.
There's a lot of guys that could have pitched had that been something the organizations were where they wanted to do. or what they felt was best for their franchise. Listen, Ohtani again is a freak of nature.
He is.
I mean, he throws the ball 100 miles an hour and can hit the ball a ton. We are lucky to have him and get to watch him as fans. But when it comes to MVP this year, I think it's Judge. It's kind of a no-brainer.
But like, what's wrong with just being a great player? Why do we have to?
I don't think Ohtani thinks any of.
I don't think he does.
No, I don't.
It's everybody else out there that's.
He would probably be the first guy to tell you that what Judge is doing is off the charts.
Yeah.
So, the other thing, talking.
I've been thinking in Anaheim, didn't he hit a home run like every game, Judge?
Something like they only played a handful of times, I think, this year. But
I mean, when he came to Anaheim, I think
he did actually. I think he. I'm pretty sure you might be right. But again, apples to apples. Okay, the last place team in the AL East has more wins than the Angels, who are third in the AL West. So the Red Sox have a better record than the Angels. The NL West, the Rockies, the last place team in the NL West, the Rockies have a better record than the third place team in the AL West. So I just don't think we're talking about the same shit. And I know I was talking to somebody else. There is an argument to be had about, I brought up Barrios going from Minnesota to Toronto in division, and we were talking about, Cy Young last year from Toronto. Went to Seattle.
Ray?
Yeah, Robbie Ray. He didn't back that up this year in the AL West in the same division. So I get that, it can happen to anybody. There's 3 teams eliminated out of the West. It's not a great division. And I feel like Judge hits 58, 59 in Milwaukee, and you can't even hear the broadcasters because the crowd in Milwaukee is screaming MVP. Mm-hmm. And it sucks because it's gonna come down to this debate again, I think. I think people are gonna argue it again. And we'll have to see. It's regular season, right? Voting will take place at the end of the regular season, and it's the writers. So we'll have to see who the writers vote in as MVP. But that's kind of my argument, man. And again, I haven't even seen an argument for Yordan Alvarez, who's had a pretty good offensive season. But
isn't that wrong? Isn't that wrong that we're not even talking about offensive players that have way better numbers than Ohtani? Isn't that wrong?
Yeah.
Like we are enabling and just giving all this credit. And again, we are not saying that what Ohtani's doing isn't great. It's fantastic. And it's something that we've never seen before. But we are not rewarding these players that have way better offensive stats that are way more valuable to their team, arguably. Because Ohtani being valuable to his team, they're still out of the playoffs no matter what, even if they don't have Ohtani. With Ohtani, they're still out of the playoffs. So
with Trout, they're still out of the playoffs.
Yeah, it's just like we're not.
Granted, they had a lot of guys go down. Rendon's been a disappointment to say the least, and I like him. But Jesus, he hasn't played in, it seems like 3 or 4 seasons since he came over.
Yeah.
Taylor Ward went down for a bit. Jared Walsh has been out. I get that there's circumstances that have prevented that team from being possibly what it could have been. You had a manager get fired mid-season or early season. Like, a lot of shit went down. Now that the ownership's looking to get out and sell the team, who knows? Maybe this, some things will change, but as of right now, it is what it is. They are not good. They're perennial. They're not good. They don't. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. And no, I hope people don't take it as like that's the hard part. Is like they were shitting on Ohtani. Well, no, absolutely not. Would never do that. That would be stupid to do. But I'm with you. I'm kind of in the same thing. To me, it's not a shadow of a doubt. And I think if you want to lose fans, like I think you want people, like you're trying to pull people in, right? They're trying to pull people back in. They're trying to keep people involved in the game or new audience. I feel like if it's not Judge after the season he's had, I think you lose more.
Yeah.
I think you lose. People lose interest. Like, well, what is this?
It's fixed. That's why everybody thinks everything's fixed anyways nowadays. So it's just like.
And we may be throwing something out there that way premature. Maybe it's a no-brainer for most people. I've just seen, I know you've seen it too, we've kind of talked about it already, there's arguments already taking place saying, well, no, it's Ohtani because he does both. And, well, then why have an MVP award for the American League at all? Why have a Cy Young?
I mean, if he gets the MVP, why not just give him the Cy Young?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
He does both.
He does both.
Like,
yeah, the only thing different, I think this year, again, his pitching numbers are impressive, other than he's 12,
and that's the
he's
hard
12 and
thing
8.
is he's having a better year than he did last year, and he won the MVP.
Yeah. Maybe not offensively. I don't think he's, he's quite.
Home runs wise, but he's hitting for higher average.
Yeah. Yeah, I hit 254, I think, last year. So it was even less. The other thing that, again, so he pitches, right? He pitches and he hits. Judge has got over 1,000 innings in the outfield this year. And in roughly 270 chances, do you know how many errors he has? Do you want to take a guess?
For Judge?
Yeah.
0.
And a few putouts, a few assists. I mean, doesn't that matter? The other thing was, well, he's on a really good team. You still got to drive him in. He's still got to hit.
You don't think there's pressure being on a good team?
What I'm saying is he's surrounded by good players. And it's like, well, yeah, but he still has to drive guys in. He still has to step in the box and get it done. I mean, I still think Judge probably struck out too much. 160 almost strikeouts, I think he's at. 158, it was something like that.
But he's still hitting over 300.
Yeah. Yeah, they're roughly the same in at-bats. I think it was 525, right around there. So, I don't know. I don't want to put it out there too far. I've seen some stuff, and it just gets irritating because it's like, oh, it's a no-brainer. It's, and people push back like, no, you're an idiot. Well, no, I'm not an idiot. If you don't think there's an argument for Judge hands down to be MVP over Ohtani, then you need to just...
You're an idiot.
You shouldn't be calling people stupid. That's all. You have no respect for what's really being done. If you're a homer, that's fine. I get it. I know a lot of Angel fans, and I wonder what Drew says. Right? I know Drew listens. He's an Angels guy. He might even be on our side on this. No disrespect to Ohtani. Period. This is just our opinion. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. We're still 2 weeks away. Like, a lot of shit can happen. Ohtani's going to probably throw. I don't know. Maybe they shut him down. I doubt it. Especially if he's an MVP candidate. I don't think you would want to. Do you shut that guy? Do you shut it down?
I think that looks worse. Go play.
Yeah.
Go earn it.
Yeah.
So
there's still, like I said, there's still 15, 16 games left in the season, but it's already started. The talk's already started. That's the gist of it. Last week, dude, moving on. We didn't get into it, but you sent me something I thought was pretty funny. It was we were talking about walkout songs for closers, and I don't remember the list that you had, but a few weeks ago we brought up Edwin Diaz's, the craze with him coming out, and then you've always had Mariano. There was a couple fictional or one fictional in there.
Right.
What's the list?
Top 10 closer entrances of all time. Number 1, Trevor Hoffman, Hell's Bells by AC/DC. Number 2, Mariano Rivera, Enter Sandman by Metallica. Number 3, Jonathan Papelbon, Shipping Out to Boston by the Dropkick Murphys. Number 4, Edwin Diaz, Narco by Blaster Jacks and Timmy Trumpet. Number 5, Eric Gagne, Welcome to the Jungle by Guns N' Roses. Number 6, Koji Uehara, Sandstorm by Darude. Number 7, Rick Vaughn, Wild Thing by Sam Kingston. 8, Kenley Jansen, California Love by Tupac and Dr. Dre. Brian Wilson, number 9, Jump Around by House of Pain. And number 10, Jurius Familia, Danza Kuduro by Don Omar, which I like that one.
I like that there's a fictional character on there. I like that Ricky Vaughn's is on there. So what do you got? What
I don't know. I don't,
because we really never got into this. We were saving it, and it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Edwin Diaz is at 4. He's got to be in the top 2. I'm sorry, because the way the crowd is when that trumpet and stuff goes, it's just ridiculous. And
do you think Mariano should be 1?
No. Hell's Bells should be 1.
Okay. So you like Trevor Hoffman's there at number 1. That stays for you.
Because he's the original.
It's where
it's where, unless you go with Ricky Vaughn, the original.
I mean, I think it's great. I would put him in. He's what, 7? I think that's too low. And I honestly,
he should be 1A. And Trevor Hoffman.
I like as much as I'm not a Dodger fan. I like Kenley Jansen's too.
Yeah,
being
I'm just talking
as a
about,
Dodger.
I mean, if you go, because when you're thinking of songs, right, you're thinking of like the crowd.
Yes.
I mean, Brian Wilson, Jump Around.
Yeah, great one.
You know what I mean?
It's a great one. No question about it.
I mean, they're all good. You can't. I mean, Dropkick Murphys, the shipping out to Boston's great for Boston.
It's but Papelbon, Jesus Christ, it's a crazy man. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's too high. 3, yeah, I think that's too high. I think Edwin Diaz jumps that at least. Yeah,
because I mean, you're trying to go off the songs, right? You're not. You have to kind of take the picture out of it. I think. You have to go
song and crowd involvement.
Yes, okay. That's what I think should be the factor. And Hell's Bells, I mean, when that bell goes off, it gets electric in San Diego, right? That's why I think of Edwin Diaz coming. He should be 2.
2. He jumps Mariano.
Yes.
Ooh.
I don't even think Mariano is.
No. What? Well, I'll let you finish. What?
I would put Jump Around. Now, again, you're looking at Brian Wilson.
We're cross. Okay, because
you're looking at Brian Wilson.
I'm not looking at
Brian Wilson.
That's the challenge.
I'm looking at the song.
I got you. That's the hard part.
What if Mariano came out to Jump Around?
I see it doesn't fit. I don't see that.
Well, the crowd. It's all about the crowd.
So okay.
I don't know. I'm thinking, what crowd is the craziest when their closer comes off? I know New York, right? They're probably the craziest. San Francisco was pretty.
It was
pretty electric.
Yep.
When Brian Wilson came out.
That's a good list. I mean, dude, the extras in Major League got after it in Rick Vaughn's coming out.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Eric Gagne's "Welcome to the Jungle."
I mean, when your owner hates your walkout song, you're doing something. Yeah. I agree. I think Brian Wilson's is low. If we're going off song,
and crowd involvement.
And I'm being California.
What crowd member's not jumping around?
Tupac guy, like California love, bro.
California. I get it, but I just feel like more people are singing that.
So where are you dropping Mariano down? That's what concerns me with where you're kind of going with this, because
I'm honestly at Trevor Hoffman, Edwin Diaz, Brian Wilson, then Mariano.
Okay, top 5.
He's top 5, and then have you heard Donza Kuduro?
No.
It's actually a really good song.
Well, if you want to cue it up, I will gladly. To be fair to the other participants on this list, I guess I should hear what it is. I mean, is Ricky Vaughn's too low? Is 7 too low? Or because it's fictional, does it even fit? And at what point does this stuff get how many high schools do you think are going to be playing Edwin Diaz's song for the 7th inning? Bottom 7, your team's taking the field to come back out. I can only imagine. If I just put a bad idea out there in the world, I apologize. Oh yeah, I've heard this one.
You've heard this
one. Whose is this?
Yours familiar.
Yeah, I could stay at 10. Yeah. Go ahead. I can stay at 10.
It's also from the movie Fast and the Furious.
That doesn't get me jacked up though.
Okay, let me play Enter Sandman.
I mean, watching Mariano walk through the gate, and come on, bro. You know what's about to go down. You're gonna get cutter of your life.
I might.
You're gonna firewood.
I might drop him lower.
Oh, lower? Now you're just trying to make me mad. I like. If you're doing the song, I think Brian Wilson's fair to move up. There's build up, right? There's build up. Are we gonna listen to all of them now?
Might as well, right?
We're just gonna hear DJ in the booth here.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
That's got to go up. That's not 9.
Yes.
That's not 9. Okay. Not 9. Brian Wilson is not 9.
No.
Do you know who generated this list, by the way?
No, I don't remember.
No. It's fun. I like that. I wonder where it ends up at the high school level at some point. Bottom 7. Here comes your guys. That's pretty funny, dude.
What was the other one I like? Oh, Welcome to the Jungle. I wanted to hear that one again.
DJ Chatty Chad. Oh my goodness. It's good. It's good. I think you're into it way more than I am.
Barry Bonds is like, bring that 100 meat.
Well, I mean, he lit it up. So
I don't know.
I think that's too high. I like it. It's a good song, but I think you're right. I think Brian Wilson's is far too low.
Yeah.
Far too low. Let us
I
know.
don't even know Sandstorm.
Whose is that one?
Koji Uehara. I gotta listen to that one. Sandstorm
We are gonna listen to them all.
by Darudu or whoever it is.
We just need some glow sticks, some acid, light.
One, Oh, come on, bro. This one's low.
No, whose is
Where's he at,
this?
6?
Whose is it?
Oh, come on, dude. That's good. I didn't even know what that song was called.
I think it at best it could stay where it's at.
6? Yeah.
I think it could
For sure.
stay.
See, oh yeah, dude. Have you heard the Dropkick Murphy one?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, so Trevor Hoffman, Edwin Diaz.
And then you're
I'm
going
Brian Wilson 3.
Mariano. Dude, stop it. It's better than Gagne's. And I think Kenley Jansen's maybe even jumps into the last one.
In the top 5?
Yeah. Maybe 5. 5 or 6.
Mariano is 4 then.
I'm going to wrap this up.
Didn't we have another thing?
I think you did. I don't even know what it was. Was it Cody Clemens? You were pissed off because Cody Clemens recorded a strikeout and his dad, father-son duo or something like that.
A record, a new record.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Damn it!
You sent me the tweet of it.
Oh no, this one. Top 5 greatest athletes of all time.
Who are the top 5? Was this per ESPN?
It looks like
It's ESPN.
yeah, ESPN.
So what do you got?
Michael Jordan 1, Muhammad Ali 2, Babe Ruth 3, Tom Brady 4, and Serena Williams 5. There's no way Babe Ruth's 3. There's no way Babe Ruth's on the top 5.
I mean, he wasn't.
What?
No, he wasn't the top 5 greatest athlete.
No shot. I
Was
don't
he even the top 5 greatest baseball player?
No, he's not. That's another.
Oh, hit up Chad if you got. Jordan, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
he played baseball too. I mean,
dude. That's a hard thing to put together. That's a hard list to put together.
But Tiger's not on it. He changed the game.
That's a hard list. Yet he's still not going to be the greatest ever.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, if he played back in those days, he would be.
You think so?
Oh yeah. You don't think he could beat Arnold Palmer and those guys?
I mean,
back in the day,
they got a little more technology on their side, playing the same courses. Some of them.
Hey.
They've gotten a lot of benefits over the years.
I don't know. That'd be a good poll to put out. The top 5 greatest athletes.
I think it's it's too hard. You're never going to have a right list. There's always, you know what I mean?
I have the right one.
What about? I think you asked me about this too, Otani.
Oh yeah, I think that was fake.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, that. Let us know. Top 5. That's interesting. I don't know if I want to touch that. Top 5 athletes.
Yeah, that's too hard.
That's too challenging. Of all time, I mean, they may not even be in the States.
Yeah, I guess.
Athletes? There's athletes all over the world. If we're being fair. That's all.
I know there's probably somebody on a 6U travel team somewhere.
Don't get in trouble. I'm not trying to get any more trouble. If you have anything you want us to talk about, hit us up. Anything to say regarding the MVP race, let us know. In the National League, I mean, the top 2 right now, I believe, are Freddie Freeman and Goldschmidt, which, I mean, I love Freddie. I just think Goldie's...
Nolan Arenado, too.
Yeah, he's up there. I think he was, I think top 3 might have been 3rd.
Him and Freeman are tied. Goldschmidt's in the lead.
You know, and Freddie started out slow. Goldie was on fire to start, so kind of, a little rebound there from Freddie Freeman. But we'll have to see all the races. There's rookie of the year stuff. We'll get into that more in the next couple weeks of maybe that last season or last week of the season. We'll talk about it. But thanks to everybody that listens. Thanks to all the people that download. Again, go download. Go rate it on Apple Podcasts. It really helps. If you're not watching on YouTube, please go just subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000. Again, I'm very poor job at promoting that thing. But if you want to help us out, please go subscribe. Share it with somebody. Share it with your friends, your players. And that is another episode of the Hit or Die podcast.
Hit or Die.